Alright, everyone. I am still reeling a little bit over that SpongeBob run. That was a lot. But you know what? That's okay. Because we do have $10 from Tabby with a favorite SpongeBob quote. The best time to wear a striped sweater is all the time. I think I read that in the right voice. I don't know. We'll figure it out. That $10 is going towards Bowser in our Mario Kart World character bid war for later tonight during Mario Kart World. And with that, we are ready to continue with our little ocean theme here as we go into Subnautica, any % survival glitchless.
Hello, everyone. Can I? Sorry.
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay,
go ahead.
Sorry. Hello, everyone. I'm whotagg. I speedrun Subnautica, and today I'm really excited to show off the any % survival glitchless run. And I'll be joined by my friend TJ, who will be helping with commentary this run.
Hi, I'm TJ. I don't really run Subnautica. I more run Subnautica Below Zero, a spin-off it's a spin-off or a sequel. It's kind of both at the same time. But I'll start by saying welcome to planet 4546b, which is where this game takes place. The protagonist doesn't really get a warm welcome because the huge ship that he is in crashes on the planet's surface. He escapes in a life pod, and the objective of the game is to survive and ultimately escape the planet.
Alright, so normally I need to mention this. When starting a run, we would start a new game, go into survival, because we are doing survival. However, in order to avoid an RNG-dependent pace lock, I'm gonna go ahead and load this save file right here. And time is gonna start as soon as I load in, which is gonna be right now. So first thing I want to do is I'm going to grab that medkit and then I'm going to exit the life pod. My first objective is going to be making a scanner, which is going to be one of the first of my many tools that I'm going to be making this run. Well, not that many, to be honest. And I'm going to need 1 copper and 1 titanium to do that, and also these mushrooms. The 1 copper and 1 titanium I can get from those 2 rocks, which are limestone outcrops. I'm going to make a battery and my scanner. And I'm gonna leave while that's making to save a little bit of time. Okay, and now the next item I want to make is a sea glide. And in order to make a sea glide, I need to scan 2 fragments, which I'm gonna be getting at a wreck over that way. I'm also gonna be getting all the materials required to make a sea glide, including that bladderfish, which is not actually required to make a sea glide, but I will be using it for later. So these 3 seeds, as well as any copper and metal salvage I can find on the way.
Okay, so in a moment you're going to see her use a function of the pause menu called Unstuck. Unstuck tracks 10 places that you were, and when you press the button it teleports you to the most recent one. And if you use up all of those locations, it has to put you somewhere, so it puts you in the last base you're in, which for us is the life pod. This is normally used for escaping wonky bits of terrain. That's why it was added in the first place. But here we are at the Sea Glide wreck.
Luckily, we did actually get 2 sea glides, which is very nice, very convenient. But I still don't have enough copper to actually make my sea glide. But I'm gonna get it right here. So I'm gonna be using Unstuck to get back to base, as TJ was saying. And because I only got 2 copper, I'm gonna be recycling this battery from my scanner, so I can actually make this sea glide that I was talking about. And doing this 10 or 11 times, that is pressing the Unstuck button, takes me back to my life pod. Now I'm gonna do a lot of crafting, also holding the sprint key to keep this menu open. I want to make a knife, an air bladder, and also my sea glide, but also an oxygen tank, so we can spend a little bit longer in the water. Also gonna grab that food, so I can eat it. Water, and now I'm gonna make my sea glide. Okay, and now I'm gonna go ahead and collect even more resources. I want to make my base, and to do that I need a habitat builder, which will require some amount of resources, which I will be getting from these sandstone that are actually guaranteed spawns. Also, I've bound the scroll wheel to my left mouse button so I can break these rocks faster. Makes resource collection a lot smoother, a lot faster, and a lot more fun. Also gonna grab myself these 4 table coral. And gonna go through this other cave to get 3 more sandstone. Once again, these are all guaranteed spawns. And I'm gonna be heading back to my life pod to do more crafting. Yeah. So we're gonna be crafting copper wire, 2 batteries because I did recycle one earlier. And I will need the scanner for later. Computer chip and a wiring kit. And finally the habitat builder. I'm gonna grab everything from that locker and now I'm gonna head over to a very specific spot where I can build my base. Also gonna be getting 2 metal salvage on the way. We are gonna be needing a lot of that later. Looks like we are full.
You've noticed you was talking about specific spots. This map is entirely handcrafted. None of it is procedurally generated, so everything is always in the same place. And yeah, the spawn location is where the life pod spawns. It can only happen in the safe shallows, which is the biome that we've kind of just left. And a favorable spawn is very, very important for a good run.
I'm gonna build my base with 2 solar panels because we are gonna be doing a lot of crafting in the next section, like a lot of crafting. Also gonna cut these for more crafting. I'm gonna build my base. I'm gonna build 1 fabricator, and I'm gonna begin crafting things. 2 lockers because I'm gonna be picking up a lot of items. Also gonna keep building these lockers as I am crafting things to save a little bit of time. And now I need to do a lot of counting. Currently, I'm counting sandstone copper. I need to get to 2411, and currently I'm at -1 sandstone and 2 copper.
So these sandstone outcrops, every 8 sandstone that gets broken will always contain the same set of items. And with this information, we can know exactly how much we've got of a certain resource when we've broken a multiple of 8. So we're going to count to 24. So we have a certain amount of silver and gold. And after we've completed that count, we know how much more silver and gold we need. We need a lot of silver and gold for this run. So it makes collecting all this a whole lot easier to keep track of if we just count the sandstone broken.
Currently we're at 5-7, 5-8, 6-8, 7-8. Looks like we are full. That was 8 and I missed that. 8 and 8 currently, which is very nice. So I'm gonna be doing a lot more crafting here. Gonna be setting up this second fabricator so I can craft at twice the efficiency. Also gonna braid my O2 tank so I can spend even more time underwater. Just gonna be making as many things as I can. And also this free breather. I'm gonna put all this stuff away, and currently we are at 8-8, and now I need to also count forts. Currently we are at 4 out of 10. So 8-8 and 6 more is the count currently. Also gonna hit these 4 mushrooms now. So 8-8 and 6 more quartz. 8-8-1, 8-9-1, 8-10-9, 10-10 even. 11, and this is 11, and this is gonna be 4, 5, 11, 5, 12, 5, 13, 14, 5, 15, 5, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 21, 5, 22, 23. There's a lot of angry fish here, but they can be easily avoided. That's my 6 quartz. This is 24 sandstone. I do actually need a little bit more after 24. There'll be 3 more silver and 2 gold. Currently we're at 2 silver and 1 gold. We can get the rest later though. And that's gonna be our first resource collection. The run also gonna need a lot more space to get all this table coral. Unfortunately, I don't actually have enough, so I'm gonna drop that titanium. I need 9 table coral. Now I'm gonna head back to base to do, oh goodness, even more crafting. There's a lot of crafting in this first, in the first few minutes of the run even. A lot less later. So yeah, just crafting these 4 computer chips. Gonna be crafting some more wiring kits and all the glass that I'm gonna need later. And that should be not all, because I still need to make advanced wiring kits. And 1 more wiring kit. There we go. I'm gonna go and get some seeds from over here. Getting a lot of the early game resources that I'm gonna need to build the rocket, because you do need to build a rocket to actually escape, I guess. So I'm gonna be making 3 of these lubricant and 1 silicone rubber. Looks like I have a lot of titanium, which is very nice. I'm gonna make this medkit, I'm gonna make this O2 tank, and then I'm gonna go outside. I'm gonna look for some teeth. This is a stalker. We call it a dog usually. And every time a dog picks up one of these metal salvage, it has a 1 in 4 chance to drop a tooth. So we're gonna move that metal. Hopefully it'll pick it up and drop some teeth, although that is generally wishful thinking. Okay, so now we're ready to move on to our next section. As soon as that O2 tank starts
Some of you might have heard, but the PDA, which is the device that the character is holding right now, it has an AI voice in it, and that voice has just said a very specific voice line. So the Aurora, the massive crash ship, is going to explode, and without glitches, we can't get in until it explodes. The earliest that can occur is 46 minutes into the run. And this is the pace lock that the save file has been used to avoid. And that voice line that you may have heard can be used to predict when during the run it happens, because because the explosion happens at ×5 that message specifically. It's rather weird, but you can use it to predict the time.
Yeah, so I'm gonna go in this wreck, but I need a lot of titanium as well for the next section, which is what I was grabbing earlier. And going through that entrance actually only works before the Aurora explodes. You can no longer use that entrance for some reason. So here in this wreck, I'm looking for 3 laser cutter fragments, which we actually got, which is very nice. And 2 propulsion cannon fragments, also any mobile vehicle base. And also I need 10 titanium, at least, which I can get from scanning stuff I already know how to make. Because every time you scan something you already have the blueprint for, you will get 2 titanium. Currently, we're gonna be... Oh, I already scanned that. Whoops. Also gonna get this metal salvage. 1 metal salvage is 4 titanium, which is gonna be important later. Currently, we are at 4.
While you search the the ocean floor here, is this a good time to remind everyone what they're donating for?
Yeah.
It is, I think, yes.
Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, awesome, because I just want to remind everyone that this is supporting or saving Sarah, a mutual aid event for Doodleplex to help her end her housing insecurity and get some financial stability under her. You can donate using !donate in the chat, and we currently have a few open incentives. At $3,000, we will upgrade an upcoming run, Neva, to from any percent to all collectibles. We need to hit that by the start of that run, so if we could hit it by the end of this run, that would be awesome. But we do have a little bit of extra time. Additionally, we have a Mario Kart World character bid war, where you can choose between Bowser, Swoop, a little bat guy, Cow, who is currently in the lead, of course, and Toadette. If you select that bid war, your donation will also automatically go towards the milestone, so you're getting a perfect 2-for-1 deal. And while we're here exploring the ocean, we're meeting a bunch of, you know, dogs, little fish guys. This is probably a great time to tell me some about your weirdest sea creatures. I think the ocean is terrifying, so give me a good scare.
Us? You're saying us about weird creatures? Or them? Oh gosh.
Yeah, if you have one, you can absolutely get one.
Weird creatures.
I know there are
We're
plenty
gonna come
in
across
this
a
game.
few of them. Oh yeah. Well, I guess we can get to that in a moment because we will encounter one very soon. But we're just heading through this rather complicated cave, getting a first plant for a garden that we're definitely going to be building casually in a speedrun.
Also, our
Of course.
first...
And a purple tablet.
Sorry.
Oh, don't worry, I'll do this bit. Purple tablet, which is used for going into alien bases. There are aliens in this game. We're going to get to the surface of this island that we've made it to. And on this island is a giant alien facility, which you'll see in a moment.
Here it is.
So the purpose of those purple tablets is to open doors in alien facilities like this one. And this is a giant gun. It turns out that this is the gun that shot down the Aurora and will try and shoot us down, or we're supposed to shoot us down if we try and escape now. If we wandered through this facility, which we could, but we won't, it'll eventually tell us that we can't turn it off because we're infected with something. And we obviously don't want to get shot down trying to leave, so one of the main objectives of this game is to turn that thing off.
Right, so a couple things. I scanned earlier a Cyclops engine fragment, and the Cyclops is a giant submarine, which is unfortunately required to finish the game, because we need to craft one singular item in there, so we do need to unlock the Cyclops for this run. Also, I grabbed 2 bladderfish earlier. Every time you eat, or like when you eat raw bladderfish, you regain 15 seconds of oxygen, which is very convenient. We are going to be taking advantage of that later. And I'm going to be building my base with just 1 solar panel this time. I don't need to do as much crafting here. And I'm going to be counting to 14 lithium. Currently we are at 2. This is 3.
I gotta say, I'm very impressed with all the like tracking in this run. That's always something that's been very surprising with survival craft games. Is like, oh my god, there's so much to keep track of.
There is a lot
pretty
of
impressed.
resource collection in this run. I still haven't even got it down, mainly because I don't run this game. But if I,
Yeah.
if I did, I mean, I had to keep track of it for a while because I have written kind of a guide on this. Yeah.
Yeah, it definitely takes a while to get the hang of it, but once you get good at it, it's a lot of fun. Also gonna be making my 2 metal salvage there, because I will need it to make a base later. I'm gonna try to put some stuff away here. I do still want to make one thing, which is gonna be my laser cutter. Lithium count, very bad, very bad. We are very lithium poor right now. Currently we're at 5 lithium and 2 gold. I need to get to 14 and 3. And this is gonna be my second engine. Now, normally in a real run, in this situation, you would just... There's a wreck down there, as you can see. We are going to be going down to that wreck to get our final engine, but in a real run, you would just go straight over there and completely ignore this wreck, because there's a very high chance that we do in fact get a random engine on the way. It looks like we are going to get a random engine right there, which is very fortunate.
She's only saying that because she found 2 fragments before. You probably wouldn't skip the wreck if you hadn't found 2 already.
Yep, this is going to unlock my engine.
Quite conveniently, we already have.
Yep. So now continue counting. This should be 10, I believe. No, this is 11. 12, 13, and 14, please. There we go. Now we're going to be just swimming in a straight line. We're going to be encountering our first hostile Leviathan of the run, who's right about over there. Her name is Mabel. She doesn't normally attack us. Looks like she's all the way over there, which is very nice. But usually she just stays in her place and minds her business. Very kind.
Leviathans are
There's
the big
another-
scary creature, I know.
Oh yeah, they're definitely
Oh
scary.
yeah, this one's
Hate
not
those
really
guys.
a problem. It's
God.
probably the most creepy one in this game.
I'll get
So
scared.
we've got 2 more plants for our garden. I'm going to head back to the surface and refill our O2 tanks, which is actually only 1 O2 tank because we're using a safety strat, which only has 1 O2 tank instead of 2. That'll make a whole lot more sense later. And this is the big dive of the run, about to begin right now.
Yep. Also gonna do some spring cleaning in my inventory before that. Get rid of that stupid diamond. And now we're just gonna go straight down. On the way down, I'm gonna be looking for some gel sacks and some rubies, hopefully. But this is just kind of holding down W and going forward. So this is an excellent time for our host to say anything, really.
Yeah, absolutely. First and foremost, we do have $5 from not Champ Rule, so I guess my suspicions are put to bed. I heard there were sea creatures and dogs. What would it sound like to hear a dog bark underwater and comparatively out of water? Putting this towards Bowser for Mario Kart. I feel like the Champ Rule's not Champ Rule's getting to some conversations we've had. You're gonna have to be a little bit more explicit than that, buddy. I'm not barking for free. But thank you so much for the $5 put towards Bowser in our Mario Kart character bid war. Bowser trailing now by, I believe, $35. Can change that real fast to get Cow out of the lead for me. And while we're here, also, I do want to say, this very Twitch channel, twitch.tv/doodleplex, is only 2 followers away from 500. You know, if you want to be the lucky 500, then make sure to follow. This is the final day of Saving Sarah, but we will be live all day with some amazing speedruns. Later today, we of course have Mario Kart World Neva Deltarune later today as well. Breath of the Wild, just a lot of good stuff. So you'll want to be hanging out here, coming back often.
Okay, so unfortunately I didn't get my gel sacks on the way down, but luckily we are able to get them later. I'm just gonna, cut that plant more for the garden that we are working towards currently.
Okay, so you might notice that she only has 9 seconds of oxygen left. You don't immediately die when you run out of oxygen. You start drowning, and it takes 8 seconds to fully drown. The screen goes black, but you still maintain full control, and she's just going to eat a bladderfish to regain 15 seconds of oxygen. And so we can kind of extend our swimming time by using the 8 seconds of drowning. It's kind of handy.
Yep, also going to be taking a little bit of damage for every second we spend in this area, which is a little bit awkward. So here I'm looking for some nickel. That was a nickel right there, which is very nice. I need 3 of it. There's a second one right there, which is even better. So I'm going to be building my base right here, of course, with the hatch on the top, because you can actually build them on the top, which is a lot of fun. And I'm going to go inside, and I'm going to drown. Dying in a base has absolutely no consequences for us, because dying in a base, or going in a base even, saves our inventory, so we get to keep all the items we currently have on us. And going in a base like that, even if it is just a tube and a hatch, will set your respawn point there. So we have a respawn point there, we can just go right back out. Dying, of course, refills our oxygen. So we are ready to just keep pushing forward, trying to find that final nickel.
So it's worth pointing out that that base there is not a normal strategy. That there is the backup strategy, and you'll see why in just a moment, because we're about to meet the first major problem of the run.
Exactly. His name, Kevin. Kevin is about to load in, and that is Kevin. Kevin is a sea dragon leviathan. He is currently turning towards me. If Kevin turns towards me like he's doing right now, there's a very, very high chance that Kevin kills me. However, you'll notice going underneath them directly while also swimming towards them is the most efficient way to dodge them. They can do absolutely nothing about that. You can see Kevin is very upset. He's so upset, in fact, that he has decided to go through a wall. Hopefully he'll stay behind that wall and leave us alone. That'll be very nice. I'm gonna be heading through.
All right,
this
say it
cave.
with me, Kevin. You're a dumbass. Sorry.
He is a dumbass.
Yeah, he is. Yeah, he
Hate
is
that guy.
very, very dumb. We've yet to see if he's going to be the dumbest one yet.
Yeah, there's another one we're gonna be running
yeah.
into later. Also need at least 2 kyanite from this cave. I need 6 in total, but I need just 2 right now to progress to the next section. Looks like we got just a 2 in that cave, which is a little bit unlucky. So I'm gonna be going inside of this alien base. Also gonna be doing a damage tank here to avoid some walking. That's why we have medkits. And I'm also gonna grab this cube and open this door. And unstuck, fun fact, can't actually put you back inside an alien base. If I press unstuck right now, it's gonna take me right outside in the lava zone. So I'm gonna take advantage of that. I'm gonna grab this blueprint by doing some fancy parkour. I'm gonna press unstuck and then I'm gonna immediately go back outside and re-enter.
So the only things we need from this base is that blueprint that she's just acquired and the blueprint for this blue tablet that's in here. We need 2 of them, so we can pick this one up. It'll immediately give us the blueprint. But we can't really make a base down here because the only power we have access to is solar power. And there's no sun down here in these caves. So we're going to use a teleporter to find a way more convenient place to do this crafting.
Yep, gonna be going through this teleporter.
To yet another alien base. This is the same alien base that our crafting base is built right next to. So I will remind you that Unstuck still thinks the last place we were is down in the depths in the lava because it's not tracking our location while we're wandering around in this base. So we're going to avoid getting in the water, otherwise it will start tracking. So we're going to wander along here, get in at the water at the last moment, go around the corner and craft the blue tablet.
Very nice strand. It is a bit cheesy, but it does save a lot of time. So I'm gonna make this blue tablet and I'm gonna unstuck to go back to the lava zone right now. And there we go. You can hear
Teleporting
Kevin.
right on back.
And now I do actually need that 4 kyanite I was talking about earlier. Also gonna need 4 of these sulfur. I'm gonna be going through this cave yet again. Hopefully there's kyanite here. However, I don't see any, so it looks like we're gonna have to search around here as well. Just need 1 more currently. Can we do it, game? All the way over there.
While the rescue party is out for our sulfur, I will say we hit 500 followers. Congrats, everyone. I don't know who the 500th was, but you know who you are.
Congratulations. Also gonna refill my oxygen here. Normally you'd have a second oxygen tank in this section, so you wouldn't need to do that. However, I only have 1, so I'm gonna refill my oxygen. So currently need 1 more sulfur. And now we're gonna go back out to say hi to Kevin again. Oh.
Is that 4 kyanite? No, it's not 4
That's
kyanite.
3 kyanite. Oh, right, because I didn't actually... Oh my goodness. I went to it and I didn't grab it. Okay, well that's a bit silly on my part. It looks like we're gonna get our 4th sulfur, I guess. So, it's not a complete
A blessing
waste.
in disguise.
Oh yeah.
Oh, it's fine. Not really. Sulfur is fairly common a little bit outside
Okay,
this area.
I'll take it back.
Yeah. Oh, don't worry.
There are definitely better places
it's
to get
just fine.
sulfur. And there we go.
This is why y'all are the experts.
This is our final
Yes,
kyanite.
all of the keeping track of items. The wonder of this run, indeed.
It is actually a lot of fun when you get good at it.
Yeah, I've definitely played games that are similar to this in style. Though mine is Lego Fortnite, which is a little bit embarrassing.
Oh,
It's a lot of fun.
Is that a handcrafted map like this one? I never actually.
No, I think it's
found out.
procedural. I believe it's procedural, but I wouldn't know. I won't pretend to be good at that game.
So Kevin can actually return to kill us here, but thankfully he's not around, so we can not worry about that.
Fortunately, he is swimming in a wall right now, which is very nice. That is actually the best thing Kevin can do. Swimming in a wall. We are actually gonna run into our second best friend forever, sea dragon leviathan that loves killing us here. Great, and she's actually here today. Her name is Clippy, and the reason why she's called Clippy is because a lot of the time she's actually clipping out of bounds and not being, you know, like in front of me, trying to stop me. It looks like she is swimming away from me, which is ideal, though if she does turn towards me and chase me, there's not a whole lot I can do to avoid her. Looks like she is in fact going to attack me, so I'm gonna be trying to... I'm not sure what she's doing right now. I'm a little bit confused by this pattern. And I'm gonna die to her. This is very unfortunate. It is very awkward to dodge them at that angle. Right.
So we're going to respawn in the mountain base that we've made. And because we've just opened a teleporter, we can just walk back and it's not going to take us 5 minutes to get to where we were. But there's really not a lot to say, so hosts, you can talk again about anything you might want to.
Hey, I love talking, trust me. Well, I will shout out that we are currently only $35 away from our next milestone of $3,000. I would absolutely love to hit 3K during this run. That would be absolutely fantastic. And when we do hit 3K, we will unlock the all collectibles upgrade for our Neva run. That is very shortly. So you have to meet that before the start of Neva. We only have until the end of this run and then Splatoon shortly after this run. So not much time, but look, $35, I think we get there. I believe in you, chat. Additionally, we have $25 from Mr. Cab with no comment, but pushing us a little bit closer to that milestone. Thank you so much for your generous donation. And also, while you're donating, I do want to remind you that we do have currently a bid war open so that you can also put your donations towards. So if you want to decide which character we play as during the Mario Kart World All Knockout Tours run later tonight, that fight is going to be fierce. Get your donations in now before the real fighters come out and snipe your decision. Gotta give your favorite a lead to protect them against the upcoming wave.
Right, so we did actually lose most of our items when we died. But fortunately, they are still in the exact same place where we left them. Clippy is ruining my life yet again. I'm gonna do some unstucking so I can get out of her barrage of fireballs. Hopefully she doesn't... Okay, she's really dead set on ruining my day, it seems. So hopefully she leaves me alone now. I hope that she's done. Now I need to find where I died so I can actually find my items that I dropped, which is always very awkward. Oh, there they are. Okay. Okay, it looks like... Okay, she's going for the snipe. She's going for the snipe. No, never mind. Okay, okay. Great. Great. She has decided to finally leave us alone.
Is that all full sulfur?
Yes, it is. Thank you. Okay, great. She's doing swimming in a wall. That's great. Great news for us. Also gonna take a little bit of damage here because I want to be at 29 health or less for the next section. And finally, I'm gonna be reaching our next location. So this is about the end of the section where a lot of stuff can and will go wrong. That's the lava zone is the place, that section, I guess, where the most time is lost. That's where time leaves the run, I guess. Yep, time waste. Lots of time waste. We just made it past it. Great. Should be smooth sailing from now. There's a lot of stuff that can go wrong, which is very nice. And I'm gonna go in this water. And we're gonna say hi to Big Mama. We're gonna help her hatch her eggs very soon. And we are actually in a time-based prison. We are gonna be let out as soon as she says a certain line of dialogue, which is day played, which makes this an excellent opportunity to swap our battery, because my sea light is running quite low. As you can see, she let us out. And we're gonna be getting 2 ion cubes in this section. also going to be doing somewhat specific movement here, which will be important in just a sec. And this is also the place where I can get my final ingredient for my garden, which is going to be down here in this cave. Also, because I didn't get my 2 gel sacks earlier in the mountain, this is the perfect place to get them. And getting that actually just kind of ruined a skip that I was trying to go for. Because you do need to swim in a very straight line here to catch Big Mama in just the right place. Also gonna cut this plant. Well, I messed it up anyway, but that's okay. Looking for my second gel sack right now. Which is gonna be hopefully somewhere around here. Right. So the skip I was talking about, after you insert this cube, sometimes if you do this movement fast enough, you can swim towards her tail, and when you swim towards her tail, instead of going there to sit down, she will immediately go over there next to the teleporter, ready to blow the sand away, which is what we want her to do, so we can go through that teleporter. Looks like we're not actually gonna get our gel sack here, which is very unlucky, but that's fine, because we can get it later. So we're just gonna go here. We're gonna stand at 1575, because it makes her blow the sand faster. And also gonna be inserting this ion cube inside of the pedestal as soon as she starts blowing the sand.
So we're going to take this teleporter, and Big Mama has just about to give us a recipe for how to make enzymes that will accelerate the hatching of her eggs. And unfortunately, it turns out that this is what we needed all the plants for. We're not going to make a casual garden, unfortunately. But we are instead going to make hatching enzymes to hatch the babies. Going to pick out everything from that locker.
And I'm going to deconstruct that hatch partially, and what this does, the game no longer thinks that is a valid base, and what this means to us, when you die without a valid base, the game doesn't know where to put you, so it puts you back at the life pod. So when we die right now, which is what we are going to be doing, as soon as we are done with everything in this section, we're gonna go straight back to the life pod. We're gonna try to find another gel sack here. One can only
So
help.
she's just
Looks like
inserted the enzymes, and the babies are going to hatch, but those are fake babies. The real babies have already left. Somehow. And they like to throw up the cure. Interact with that now.
And also, during this cutscene, this cure bubble can move, can be pushed around. So we are going to be taking advantage of this. We're going to push it slightly forward and then interact with it, so that we can move a little bit while this is going on. Saves us a nice little 2 seconds.
These babies are super cute, by the way. They're amazing. They actually grow up as well into enormous,
you can find them
big
in
leviathans.
the game.
Yeah, so we've just cured ourselves of the disease, which, if you recall, this facility doesn't like us being infected, and we're no longer infected, so we're going to head up to the control room and turn off the weapon.
We're going to be doing a little bit of parkour to do that legally. Currently, on this patch, we are allowed 4 jumps and 1 singular corner cut. Those were 3 of our jumps. And the reason for that is, actually, we used to be allowed a lot more than just that on older patches. However, jumping, for some evil reason, was nerfed on the latest patch, which is very unfortunate for us. Our corner cut is coming up. However, I do want to count my lithium to make sure everything's in order. Currently, we are at 6 plus 3 plus 4 plus 1. I missed my jump because I was doing counting. And that is indeed 14 lithium. Yeah, gotta disable the gun, and now I'm gonna do a jump. I'm gonna die by jumping off this balcony that I'm gonna go to, I guess. Kind of a balcony, I'm not sure. And this jump that I'm about to do does exactly 29 damage. Currently we are on 17 health, so we are about to die, which is good for us. And I do unfortunately need that 1 gel sack. So now we are about to go back to our life pod, which is great because that's where we want to be currently. I'm also gonna grab this medkit for later, and I'm just gonna swim back to base. Which is a little bit far away. That's fine. Where's my lead that I dropped earlier? And yeah, I do actually have the laser cutter here, which is nice. I'm gonna check if I did unlock the propulsion cannon, because this is the one other place where you can get it, and it looks like we do in fact have it, which is great. So I'm gonna put all this stuff away. That all looks good. Yes, it does. It does look good. I'm gonna put away this 3 gold. I'm also gonna get this other 2 tank, and currently I need I made an extra wiring kit, which is not ideal. But I need 3 more silver and 1 more gold in order to have all the silver and gold I need for the rest of the run. I'm gonna be going over to a cave, which is over this way. I also gotta be getting as much metal salvage as I can on the way, which should be around 5 or 6. It's gonna be 5 because I accidentally took the medkit with me, which is okay. And yeah, just another long swim.
I love to hear it, because that means that it's probably a good time for me to remind everyone what we're here doing. Just a reminder that Saving Sarah is a mutual aid event helping friend of the community and volunteer extraordinaire Doodleplex in her housing security and get her to a better financial place in life. Type donate in chat if you want to donate, help a member of the speedrunning community. I have worked with her on other events, been on the same volunteer teams as her, and she is absolutely excellent. Is fantastic at what she does. So would love to hear your support. I am still waiting on some weird sea creature pools from the darkest corners of the internet. Personally, I'm a big fan of any type of eel, really. I don't know what it is about them. They're weird little water snakes. Hate it.
Oh, well, that's a shame, because we did, like, in the other sections, we did pass a lot of eel-like creatures. I'm not sure if there
I was
are
kind of
any
shaking in my
coming
boots
up.
a little bit. I saw them.
Oh, make sure you put on the second O2 tank.
Oh yeah, the second O2 thing. Normally you would already have that refilled, but because I just grabbed it from my locker, I do
There's
actually
this
have to
huge
refill it.
Leviathan beneath us, but that thing is very passive and very kind. And we love reef backs. So we're heading on a long swim to a cave that has 4 ion cubes in it. Ion cubes are the green cubes that we've used for opening portals, but we need them now to make a very high power fuel for our rocket. And we also still need to finish getting fragments for the Cyclops. And there's a wreck that's very conveniently close to the cave that has the ion cubes, so that's where we're heading right now. And I mentioned reefbacks. We're looking for a very specific reefback Leviathan. All the creatures will always spawn in the same spot when you reach the place that they spawn. So that one that was on our left, that one always spawns there.
This one is not the one we are going to, but I need to mention, because I didn't get my gel sacks earlier, and then I didn't get them in the primary containment facility in the aquarium. I do have to get them now. There is a hole right here which will have gel sacks. This is the final place where I can get them. So unfortunately I do have to take this slight detour, go down here to get them. But the reef back that TJ was talking about is right ahead. Should be coming up right over there. It's that guy. I'm just gonna be heading over to the cave while I am down here.
So that second one is a very convenient marker for where to dive down to reach this cave, right here.
Yes. Now we are going to be going through. Also going to be using my final purple tablet to open this door that is coming up to get the 4 cubes from in here. There are actually 6 cubes in there, however, we only need 4. So we are going to be getting just the 4. Also, my oxygen tank is about to run out of oxygen. When I reach 45 oxygen, I'm gonna swap to my other tank and I'm gonna drop the empty one to save some inventory space, because I do still need to pick up a few items. I'm gonna navigate out this cave and to a wreck that should have all of the Cyclops fragments that we need. Currently we need bridge and hull. So hopefully this wreck will have them. So I'm gonna swap my O2 thing, I'm gonna drop the empty one. And we're gonna be looking for fragments. So they can spawn anywhere in this biome. However, I would really appreciate it if we could get them at this wreck. Doesn't look like there are any so far, which is unfortunate. Gonna be going through this cave so I can get these 3 mushrooms, which are gonna be important for crafting later. This is my first of 3 hull fragments.
Did you get the salt? Have you got that yet?
I did get the salt. I'm pretty sure I did, yeah.
Yep.
Very nice, so that's 2 hulls. Looking for a bridge ideally, nothing there. So this is the first of 2 laser cutter doors we are going to be cutting through in this run. For some odd reason, the first stick of the laser cutter is faster than just holding it down. So we're just going to right click over and over again so we can spam that first stick to save a little bit of time on opening these doors. Also going to grab that blueprint. That is the shield generator, which is the only reason why we need to bother with making this Cyclops, because you can only make that in the Cyclops, and that is required to beat the game. Gonna go out of my way even to scan this bridge fragment, because I am very concerned about the amount of hulls I am finding. You see, there's a very high chance that this section is full of nothing but Cyclops hull. But fortunately, it looks like the game was... Never mind. I thought that was the last bridge, but I've been lied to. I do need to get 1 more, sadly, which will hopefully be up here. And it isn't, which means we do need to go and find a random one, which is actually really bad for us because we are very low on oxygen. I have to go back up to the surface and get a little bit more air. So I can go find a bridge fragment. Of course, ideally you would get all of them at that wreck. However, we didn't, so I have to go find a random one.
So you
mentioned...
We did mention at the start of this run that the world is like handcrafted, right? Is this where the big like RNG elements of survival craft games come in, where it's like, oh, well, we didn't get the resources, we gotta look around more?
Resources, not so much. Resources can play a big role in time waste. It's generally fragments in this game that are kind of a pain, as you can see.
Yeah,
but resources can definitely be... Yeah, it's always bridge fragments.
Makes sense.
So because we just unlocked our Cyclops, of course I'm gonna be unstacking back to base, because I am done with everything in this biome. And now we are almost done. Just need to do more crafting. Well, not quite almost done. We do need to do a few things, which is going to be crafting all of the Cyclops, the rocket, getting the actual rocket blueprint. There are a couple things we still need to do. However, it should not take that long, because that is most of the RNG sections done right there. So we are, once again, going to be doing a lot of crafting here.
While we craft, is it okay if I, maybe remind our viewers that you can craft a more impactful schedule with your donations by putting them towards that our currently open Mario Kart World character bid war, and every single donation will go to that Neva milestone at 3,000. I will remind everyone that is watching that every donation matters, big or small. That $35 away from 3K is very easy to close out if we just have a handful of people donate even $1 or $2. And I would love to see a bunch of small donations. Some weird-looking sea creatures have me Googling and going to image search and freaking out promptly after.
Right, so just collected 9 metal salvage. Can only collect 9 here because of inventory space. That is as much as my inventory will allow me. And I do, unfortunately, still need the 4 teeth I was talking about earlier. Which can be quite annoying at this stage of the run. Gonna be doing some battery swapping here because all of my batteries, as you can see, are almost dead. Which is not great for me. I'm going to be crafting all of these into titanium, and then I'm going to make some ingots. Gonna grab a few items from this locker. Gonna make another ingot. I'm gonna swap my Seaglide battery so that it's full. Then I'm gonna make a power cell, and now I'm gonna use the laser cutter battery to make my propulsion cannon. Those two can share a battery. That's fine. I'm gonna put away my propulsion cannon. Oh. And I'm gonna leave to hopefully find teeth. Oh, actually there are 3 of them right next to each other, which is incredibly convenient. And there's a 4th one right there.
And a 5th one. Oh my.
That's actually very, very convenient for us. Okay, that's a bioreactor fragment.
Did we explain why teeth happen? I guess we could say it again. Whenever a stalker, or a dog as we call them in speedrunning, picks up a metal, there's a 1 in 4 chance that it will drop a teeth when it bites. Drop a teeth? A tooth when it bites down.
Even, yeah.
And we need 4 of them to finish the run. So that is a fairly heavy RNG factor of this run.
I do currently still need 1 more metal salvage here. Kind of struggling to find it, unfortunately. But luckily we did. Now we are ready to move on to the next section. The Aurora, which is a giant ship we were on, is about to explode. We do need it to explode so that we can actually go inside. And that should be happening soon, which is nice. We're doing some more crafting, more ingots, all that good stuff. We are making a lot of those.
While we craft, is this a good time for a quick donation?
Yeah,
of course. Absolutely.
Awesome, because we got $15 from Kingfisher Games. You've probably heard of the cuttlefish and might be aware of their ability to color change to match their surroundings, but did you know they can also change the actual texture of their skin to improve their camouflage? They can make it rougher or smoother to better blend into the rocks and reefs. Terrifying. Thank you so much for your $15. I'll be thinking about it when I go to sleep.
It's the Aurora exploding right now. It's a little bit loud. Oh yeah. And also, unfortunately, something very strange and unusual just happened. I am 1 lead short of what I actually need to beat the game, which is kind of crazy. You almost never run out of lead. Running out of lead is kind of like, that's kind of crazy. Now, luckily, if you remember, our lead that we just dropped earlier carelessly without thinking about our lead count is still right over here on the floor, right where we left it. So we're going to go ahead and pick it back up. Or what I just
How long ago did you drop that?
I would say it was 40 minutes ago.
And you remember all the way 50 minutes later. That's ridiculous. Okay.
Yes, it's
Well,
because
you always drop it in the same spot.
You
Oh,
always have to
okay.
drop it before the table coral. The table coral is right there.
Yeah, that's the lead dropping spot. Everyone knows it. So we're gonna go ahead and make a Cyclops here, deploying the MVV right like that so I can avoid climbing it. Also gonna take off my O2 tank and drop it because you do actually swim slightly faster without an O2 tank. Pretty cool strat. And I do need to get 1 quartz from somewhere in this area. And we are gonna use the propulsion cannon to grab it because it just looks cool. That is not the only reason why we bother making the propulsion cannon. We do actually need it for something more important later.
So, yeah, the Aurora has just exploded, and the Aurora was already spewing radiation, but it's spewing even more radiation. And we've got the resources on us now to build a base next to the Aurora. You might remember that there are no consequences for dying in a base, so that is what we intend to do. Once we get into the radiation zone, we'll start taking damage, and yes, like right now. And once we get to 0 health, we will be in a base. And we will die to reset our health, and then we will go into the Aurora from there. And normally, if you had managed to be here before the Aurora explodes, then you would build the base next to the Aurora and let the explosion kill you. And that would be the fastest way that you can get in.
Great, so what I was gonna say, also need to pick up 4 more metal salvage here. This is an excellent place to get metal salvage. There's a lot of metal salvage here. As you can imagine, there is a giant ship that just exploded and stuff. That's gotta cause a lot of wreckage, I guess. I'm gonna be building my base soon so I can die and also save my inventory. because I do want to keep that metal salvage that I just picked up. So I'm gonna be doing a dying real quick. Hopefully one of these dogs, there was one around here, I believe, can kill me, because waiting to die to radiation is not the fastest. And again, ideally you would be dying to explosion here. However, we are a little bit slow, so... or a little bit too slow for that. I'm gonna be deconstructing this hatch once again, so I no longer respawn here. I'm gonna go back to my life pod. And I'm gonna be heading into the Aurora. Over here, about to go on land in just a moment, and you'll get to see why we need to make a propulsion cannon. And it is not to shoot these crabs, actually, although it is very fun. It is actually to just right-click on the singular desk. I need to right-click on a singular piece of furniture, and then I no longer need that item. I no longer need to care about it. That's the only reason we bother. And I am going to swap my battery from my propulsion cannon to my laser cutter, since I no longer need it, while jumping through that fire, because swapping batteries while jumping is the most efficient place to do it. I'm going to be going through this confusing pipe maze, going to be navigating back up, doing some parkour over here in just a sec. Jumping on this pillar, and also going to take another medkit, because we do need to damage tank this radiation. You can make a radiation suit, however, that requires more lead, which requires going back to the lead dumping spot again, which is bad. And also we hate lead in general. And now we're gonna get that blueprint, die in the fire. So another thing I forgot to mention, all the codes for those doors are always the same. The code for that door is always 2679. And yeah, now we're ready to wrap up. I actually don't need to grab that medkit, but whatever. So we're gonna be heading back. All we need to do now is build a rocket and finish the game, pretty much.
How much time do you think that will take?
About 4 minutes, I believe.
So not much time if we want to hit $3,000 by the end of the run. You will not have much time left to hit that Neva incentive after this run. You only have 30 minutes of Splatoon, and then Neva will start, and you will have to hit it by then. So get your donations in now. We're only $20 away. That is super doable in 4 minutes. What, $5 every minute? Come on. We can do that. I believe in you, chat.
Alright, so I've just deconstructed the solar panels on my base partially, which means they will retain any power they previously had stored. They just won't be able to generate any more. Also, the developers even did add a teleport button, so I am going to be taking advantage of that for this section quite a bit. Deconstructing my solar panels so I can get my final titanium, copper wire, and glass that I didn't get earlier, because I can get them from my solar panels. Recycling. Now I'm going to be doing some more crafting in here. If I can actually click on the menu. First, my glass, and also I already have Yep, I have everything, pretty much. And now we're going to be teleporting once again. We're going to be going over here, back to our platform, and building the next section. And now, finally, we get to make use of the Cyclops. So the only reason we need to bother making this submarine very big, very not useful, is so we can craft this singular item that we're about to make, which does actually take a power cell to make. We don't have any, but the Cyclops is generous enough to give us some. We're gonna go ahead and make that, and you can actually pick up that item, or like anything you're crafting in that fabricator, from anywhere on the map. So we are just gonna unstuck right away, which saves us about 5 whole seconds. And we are about to wrap up, almost done. There's one more thing that I'm gonna do, which is talking about these blueprints. So when you build something, even if it is at 0%, it will still have collision. You can stand on it, as you can see, like so. So we are going to be taking advantage of that in just a moment, as soon as this final rocket section finishes building, to do some fancy movement over to the elevator to wrap up the run. There we go. So we're going to look straight down. I'm going to click, and I'm gonna jump, and I'm gonna place a solar panel at the same time. And now I'm gonna stand on this railing to save a little bit of time. Very nice movement. It's a lot of fun. And now all we need to do is flick a few levers. Also, there's about to be a quite loud audio stinger in just a moment, I believe.
And it's about to be me, because we just hit $3,000 raised for Doodleplex with a $20 donation from Tabby. Collect all the things. Love you, Doodle. Less than 3. Thank you so much for hitting 3,000, chat. Great job. And let's close out this run strong. Great work.
Yep, we are about to call time as soon as we interact with this chair, which we can't actually do yet. We need to flick all these switches up here as well. And that's about to be time as soon as I interact with this. And that's time. So there we go. That's
Congrats.
That's Subnautica then. Yep, that
Great
was
work.
a lot faster than expected, I guess. Pretty good run. Nothing that went too terrible. Things could have gone a lot worse, but fortunately they didn't. So did pretty well. I'm very grateful to have the opportunity to show off this run. And yeah, just of course shoutouts to the Subnautica speedrunning community. This run is what it is today because of them. And yeah, I'm just really grateful to have the opportunity to show it off. And good luck to next runner, and best wishes to Sarah Doodleplex, of course. And thank you so much for having me.
Yeah.
That's
great.
That's
work.
all I want to say.
It was super fun run. Big congrats on the live sub hour. Apparently that's impressive. I don't know much about
Thank
Subnautica, but I
you.
believe it. That run was a super fun time. Thank you so much, and great work getting us to 3K, whotagg. Much appreciated.
Thank you to everyone who donated. Really
Taking
really
my job.
awesome.
I see. I like it.
Yeah.
All right.
Sorry.
No, you're all good. I love the enthusiasm. We're gonna go
Okay,
ahead
thank
and
you,
get
thank
set
you.
up for Splatoon. Any last second shout outs before we go off air?
No, I think that's it for me. DJ wants to
Awesome.
say anything?
Nah, just thank you all for being very, very generous.
What is a wave?
Yeah, absolutely love to see it. Thank you so much for the run. We will catch you all with Splatoon very shortly with a brief break